Have you ever stood up from your chair and felt your legs wobble just a little? Not pain, not soreness, just that strange sinking feeling, as if your strength had quietly stepped away when you weren't looking. Maybe you brushed it off, just tired, just getting older, just life. But something inside you paused, even if just for a second, and wondered, is this how it starts? Margaret was 76 when that question found her. She was the kind of woman who never stopped moving. Planting tulips in spring, walking with her neighbor every morning, and dancing in the living room with her grandson every Sunday after lunch. But something changed. At first it was subtle. Her legs felt heavier after gardening. Climbing stairs took an extra breath. Getting out of bed felt slower. Then one rainy afternoon, as she crossed her kitchen floor, her foot slipped. She fell. The bruises healed, but the fear didn't. She stopped walking as much, started sitting longer, and for the first time in years, she felt old. Doctors ran tests. Heart fine blood pressure, slightly high. No stroke, no arthritis, no major illness. So what happened? What stole her strength so quietly that she didn't even notice? It wasn't a rare disease. It wasn't something dramatic. It was something so simple yet so powerful that it changed everything. Margaret was severely deficient in vitamin D. Now maybe you're thinking, vitamin D, isn't that just for bones? That's what most people believe. But today, we're going to uncover the truth about this silent force inside your body and why millions of older adults are losing their strength, their confidence, even their independence, all because of one missing piece. If you've been feeling this too, not weakness, but a quiet question rising inside you, then stay with us. Subscribe to Senior Fit, where growing older doesn't mean growing smaller. It means growing wiser, stronger, and still moving forward. Vitamin D. We often call it the sunshine vitamin. We think of it as something that keeps our bones from becoming brittle. And while that's true, it's just the beginning of the story. Because vitamin D isn't just about your bones. It's about your muscles, your balance, your ability to move freely and without fear. You see, vitamin D acts like a conductor in your body, helping your muscles contract properly, allowing your legs to stay steady under your weight, supporting your coordination, even protecting your ability to stand up from a chair or walk across a room. Without enough of it, even the strongest legs begin to falter. But here's what makes it truly dangerous. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't scream. It doesn't arrive with flashing signs or sharp pain. It whispers, it waits. It slowly, silently drains your strength until one day you fall. You hesitate. You stop moving. And when that happens, everything changes. Every year, millions of older adults lose their mobility. Not because of a heart attack, not because of an injury, but because their legs simply give out. Behind so many of those cases, there's one silent culprit, a lack of vitamin D. And the worst part, more than 60% adults over 65 are deficient. And most have no idea because no one told them. Because no one told Margaret either. And it's not your fault. As we age, our skin produces less vitamin D from sunlight. Our time outdoors becomes more limited. We wear hats, sunscreen, long sleeves, all important for skin safety, but they block the very rays that help create this vital nutrient. Our food, it helps, but only if we choose wisely. Most everyday meals provide barely a fraction of what we need. And unless you're eating fatty fish every week, drinking fortified milk daily, or actively supplementing You might not be getting even half of your body's requirement. But here's the good news. You can rebuild. You can reverse the slide. You can reclaim the strength you didn't realize you were losing. It begins with one small decision: to listen to your legs, to your balance, to your body when it says, I feel off. Because it's not just fatigue, not just age. Nah, you're slowing down. It may be your body quietly calling out for vitamin D. So, where do we begin? Not with pills, not with treatments, but with something older than medicine. The sun, that quiet morning light streaming through your kitchen window as you brew your tea. The golden warmth that touches your arms during a walk in the garden. That light holds power because your skin, when touched by sunlight, creates vitamin D almost like magic. But here's something many don't know. At age 70, your skin produces only a quarter of the vitamin D it did at age 20. Even when you're outside, even in the same sun, your body changes, your efficiency drops, and suddenly what once was enough is no longer. So how much sunlight is truly needed? Experts recommend about 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times per week, with arms, face, and legs exposed. If possible, preferably between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when UVB rays are strongest. But we understand, not everyone lives in a sunny place. Not every senior can walk outdoors freely. And some days, it's just not safe or practical. So we turn to the second source food. Let's begin with the ocean. Fatty fish, like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tuna, are among nature's richest sources of vitamin D. One serving of wild salmon can give you nearly your entire daily requirement. And the omega-3s inside, they'll boost your heart, your brain, your mood. Not a fan of fish? No worries. Egg yolks carry small but meaningful amounts of vitamin D. Add them to your breakfast, your soup, your salad. They help more than you think. And don't forget fortified foods, products with vitamin D added by design. Milk yogurt, orange juice, oat milk cereal. Look for labels that say fortified with vitamin D. Even mushrooms, when exposed to sunlight, produce vitamin D. Especially UV-enhanced mushrooms, a plant-based miracle. They're easy to toss into stir-fry soups or morning omelets, but sometimes sunlight fades and appetite isn't what it used to be. That's where supplements step in, not as replacements, but as reinforcements. There are two main types, D2 and D3. Vitamin D2 comes from plants. Vitamin D3 is often sourced from animals or made synthetically. The difference, D3 is more effective. It stays in your system longer, raises your levels more efficiently, and for most older adults, it's the preferred choice. So, how much do you need? Most guidelines suggest adults 50-70, at least 600 IU per day. Adults over 70, 800 to 2000 IU per day. But for those with a severe deficiency, more may be necessary. The best way to know: ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. It's a simple blood test, and it could change your future. But before we move on, there's one more piece to this puzzle. Vitamin D doesn't work alone. It needs a partner, a quiet one. That partner is magnesium. Magnesium helps your body activate and use vitamin D. Without it, all the sunlight food and supplements in the world may not be absorbed properly. So where do we find magnesium? In the green things: spinach, kale, Swiss chard, in nuts and seeds, almonds, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, in grains, brown rice, quinoa, oats. Many seniors don't get enough, and some may benefit from a magnesium supplement, but always consult your doctor before adding one, because your body is not a one-size-fits-all machine. It's unique. It deserves a personalized plan. Now that you know what's been missing, let's talk about what happens when you begin to restore it. It won't be instant, but it will be real. And if you stay consistent, it will change your life. Week 1 to 2. At first, it may feel subtle. Your legs might not cramp as often at night. Your sleep becomes a little deeper. And when you rise from your chair, you might not need that extra second to steady yourself. A spark returns, quiet, gentle, but undeniable. By week 4, that slow heaviness in your limbs, the one you thought was just part of aging, begins to lift. You walk a little farther. You breathe a little deeper. You feel more stable going up the stairs, more confident stepping into the shower. It's not just muscle, it's momentum. By month 3, something powerful begins to happen. The hesitation, when you stand, fades. The fear of falling shrinks. Your steps become more sure, more certain, more you. One study from the Journal of Endocrinology found that after just 12 weeks of consistent vitamin D supplementation, older adults saw a 35% increase in muscle strength and a 31% drop in fall risk. Let that sink in. That's not just a statistic. That's the difference between holding onto the wall and walking freely. The difference between sitting out and dancing again. But here's something you need to remember. Healing doesn't move in straight lines. Some days, you'll feel strong. Other days, not so much. That's okay. Because consistency, not perfection, is the secret. You can miss a step, but don't abandon the path. Because when you keep going, your body keeps responding. And it's not just your legs. You may start noticing changes in your mood, feeling more uplifted, less foggy, a little more joy without knowing exactly why. That too can be vitamin D. Low levels are often linked to sadness, anxiety, and even depression. Not because of what's in your mind, but what's missing in your body. So if you felt down, hopeless, disconnected from the person you used to be, you might be closer to healing than you realize. And suddenly, the little things return. The urge to go for a walk, the ease of bending down to pick something up, the smile that follows when your knees don't ache, climbing stairs, the steady hand that reaches for a glass of water without trembling. These are the moments no pill can give you. These are the victories no one else sees, but you feel them deeply. So take heart, because no matter how long you felt weak, your strength is not gone. It's simply been waiting for sunlight, for nourishment, for your care. So now you've started. You've opened the curtain to let the sun in. You've added salmon or eggs to your plate. You've spoken to your doctor, maybe even picked up that bottle of vitamin D3. You've begun, but beginnings only matter if you keep going, because strength is not built in one step. It's built in the quiet rhythm of small, consistent choices. There's a phrase worth remembering. Don't break the chain. Every day you step outside for a few minutes of sun. Add a nutrient-rich food to your meal. Take your supplement faithfully. Stretch your legs gently with movement. You're adding a new link to that chain, but one skipped day becomes 2. 2 becomes a week. And slowly, the tiredness returns. The heaviness creeps back. The energy you fought to reclaim begins to fade. That's why routines matter. Your body doesn't need perfection. It needs commitment. So write it down. Stick a note on the fridge. Set a reminder on your phone. Keep a simple notebook. Each page can hold a small promise. Today, I felt steadier. I walked farther. I didn't need to grab the railing. I smiled more, I laughed. These little moments are not little at all. They are proof that what you're doing is working, that your body is still listening, still healing. And if you ever feel discouraged, remember this. It's never too late, no matter your age, 70, 80, even 90. Your muscles can still respond. Your bones can still strengthen. Your energy can still rise because your body hasn't given up on you. It's just been waiting for the support, for the light, for you. You don't have to run marathons. You don't have to eat perfectly. You don't have to be anyone but yourself. Just care. Just be consistent. Just show up. So now you know. You've seen how strength slips away silently. You've heard Margaret's story. And maybe deep inside, you've seen your own. You've learned what vitamin D really does. Not just for bones, but for balance, movement, mood, and freedom. You've discovered where to find it. In the warmth of the sun, in the richness of simple foods, in the quiet strength of a small supplement, and in the embrace of magnesium, the hidden helper. You felt what might happen when you begin. That return of energy, that lift in mood, that first moment when standing doesn't feel like climbing a mountain. And now, there's only one thing left to ask. What will you do with this knowledge? Because truth alone doesn't heal. Action does. Start with one step. Ask your doctor for that blood test. It's called a 25-hydroxy vitamin D, and it's simple. One small needle, one small number. But it might reveal the silent thief you've been fighting for years. And if you already know you're low, then don't wait. Take that supplement. Let the sun touch your skin. Add that salmon, those mushrooms, those almonds to your plate. Keep moving. Keep nourishing. Keep listening, because healing is not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing one thing today, and then again tomorrow. If you've made it this far, it means something inside you is still fighting, still hoping, still alive. And we're here to tell you that part of you, it's stronger than you think. There's a future ahead of you that feels light again. A day where you rise from bed with confidence, where your legs carry you not with doubt, but with dignity, where walking is joy, where strength lives in your steps and in your spirit. That future begins now, not next year, and not next month. So don't let this message just pass through you. Let it take root. Let today be the day you choose strength, not just for your muscles, but for your life. And if this message moved you, if it reminded you of someone you love, someone whose legs have begun to shake, someone who's sitting more and moving less, then send this video to them, because it might not just change their day, it might change their life. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Senior Fit, because here we believe that aging isn't the end, it's the evolution. We're not here to give up. We're here to grow stronger together. Every week, every video, every word, we walk beside you. So now we ask you gently, when was the last time you truly felt strong, not just in body, but in soul? If the answer is, it's been a while, then let's change that. Together, your story isn't over yet. It's just turning the page. And strength begins with choosing yourself today.